I've burped. Starting us off strong. Am I wrong for not wanting my fiance's ex-fiance at our wedding? I mean, the answer's no, obviously. But we're gonna read and find out, because maybe the answer somehow is yes, but I don't think so. Sorry in advance, because this is going to be hella long as you guys need context, and I need to get this off my chest desperately. But I want to make it a little vague in case this ever makes it out of Reddit. I would hate for my partner to see this and figure it out before I get a chance to talk to them about it. So here we go. I want to start off by saying that I'm not sure if I've ever loved anyone quite this much before, and I have been married before, but never felt this type of compatibility and connection before until all that came crashing down a few weeks ago. My partner is friends with almost all of their exes, and I'm totally okay with it because I'm not a crazy jealous psycho, and they have all been nothing but very nice and respectful to me. Super friendly, and they all have their own partners and lives figured out, apart from my partner's ex-fiance. They were together for almost 10 years, but never got married due to some family drama from the ex-fiance's side. My partner has gone on to say and reiterate a couple times that they were so in love, so into each other, and would have still been together if it wasn't for this particular family drama. My answer's still no at this point. They also broke up almost 3 years before we got together. However, they were still sleeping together that whole time up until a month before my partner met me. This already rang alarm bells when I heard it, but I shrugged it off because I thought it was my past experiences and traumas talking through me and not common sense. I try to be very mindful of giving people their own space and letting them be themselves fully, speak how they want, and to be authentic. However, I would still be with my ex if not for this one thing is not pleasant to hear, but I figured that they just had a super strong loving bond, and okay, I moved on. I never had any problems out of them being friends. I even tried a few times to reach out to the ex myself to become friendly. I sent them a couple of memes and tried to strike up small talk a few times on my own initiative, but they've always been super weird with me, making strange flirty comments to my partner when they've been speaking on the phone, for example, or being condescending about me and my family. I don't want to go into too much detail about what they said to not make myself identifiable, but I gave them grace and 3 chances to become friends. They blew them all by completely disrespecting me and my relationship. Yeah, my answer is still no. You are not wrong. This is crazy. This ex even implied that they talk with my partner secretly when I'm at work, probably to get a reaction out of me to see if I will bite. I blocked them everywhere. My partner knows this, but I'm okay with them still being friends if that's what my partner wants. But why would your partner want to be friends with their ex who isn't respectful to you? I'm cool with it as long as I don't have to be forced to be friends with this ex, because I have no reason to want to do that after how they treated me. My partner said they understand and were cool with that. They said they don't want to choose my friends for me, just like they wouldn't want me choosing theirs. Fair. Anytime they speak on the phone, they run to the other side of the garden, start wandering aimlessly to get away from me. It feels avoidant, like they don't want me hear them talking, and I was okay with that too. Everyone has a right to private conversations. I get it. Okay, maybe I stopped being super enthusiastic about this person or whatever and stopped asking, how is so-and-so? After they spoke on the phone or whatever, they stopped wanting to become acquainted. However, I still remained completely civil. I say hi when I had the chance and was polite as required. All was great until the final blow came. My partner asked me if they could invite their ex-fiance to our wedding. I was shocked and couldn't answer. I said I would think about it, but I'm honestly so hurt that they would even ask me, knowing I have their ex blocked and knowing how they disrespected me and made me feel like an outsider in our own relationship. I am absolutely gutted. What makes it even worse is the way that they phrased it. Quote, I would love to invite ex to our wedding. They're my friend and I have a sentiment towards them. I will completely understand if you don't want them there, and I will absolutely respect that decision, but I would like them to come. At first I was sad and then enraged. If you will completely understand and respect that I don't want them there, then you've just answered your own question, have you not? I feel like a deer in headlights. This has completely killed my excitement for the wedding, and it's made it hard to even think about. In previous relationships, my boundaries were violated to quite an extreme extent. And my partner knows this. The wedding I had before was a sham. It wasn't mine, wasn't how I wanted. I had to compromise a lot and do things in spite of myself back then. It was awful, and not only the wedding, but the whole marriage. Both me and my ex contributed to that fact. I've taken full accountability for my part in it, and I've gone through extensive psychotherapy to learn to love myself again and set healthy boundaries, speak up for myself, and be assertive, among other things. I've been in that healthy space for over 3 years now. However, after hearing that question, I feel like I've taken 100 steps back, and the ache is so deep it's giving me cold feet about the whole wedding. I feel small and insignificant, like an afterthought, a plaster for an ache of an unrequited love, like a second choice. I love my partner completely and I want them to be happy. That's why I think if they really want their ex to be there and it means a lot to them, then they should be able to do that. I'm annoyed. However, I also love myself and I want to put my peace and well-being first. So I'm totally stuck. On one hand, I think I have a right to feel how I feel. On the other hand, I don't want to seem totally unreasonable. I'm not and never have been the type to give anyone ultimatums. I would never say it's either me or them, but at this point, I don't think I can do it. Any advice would be greatly appreciated, and if I get none, at least it feels good to write it down and get it off my chest to process it before I ultimately have to talk to my partner about it. I don't want to lose them, but I also don't want to lose myself again in the name of love. I'm happy to never get married again if that's what it takes to keep myself and my boundaries intact. I am done being a pushover. Am I the a-hole? Hi, so absolutely not. This is crazy to me, to be honest, because you and your feelings should be number one, top priority. Number one. And she already knows how you feel. So the fact she even mentioned it or asked is already enough disrespect for me, personally. So I'm still standing firm on no, you're not wrong, and you are definitely not an a-hole. This is bizarre. We're going to check out some of the top comments so far on this post, and then we have some more updates. All right, so someone commented, your first mistake was entering a relationship with someone who is friends with all of their exes. Seriously, one or two, but all of them? The second mistake was carrying on a relationship with someone who is best friends with an ex that they were up to a month before they met you. Third mistake and biggest was getting engaged. Your partner and the ex are either still screwing or will give into temptation at some point. Save yourself the pain and end this. Oh, tell us how you really feel. They're laughing in your face right now. The fact the ex was brazen enough to taunt tells me that they are intimate. I don't care what you think. You should have been running for the hills the minute you heard this instead of bending over backwards to accommodate this foolishness. But you love them so much, right? Yeah, good luck with that. I think this is the most blunt and savage comment I've read in a video, but my anger is right there with them, to be honest. OP wrote back saying, the bluntness of this reply hit me in the face and woke me up a little bit. Thank you so much for this. Girl, you gotta be bruised after that. Next comment, you know the way you feel about him. That seems to be how he feels about her. I'm so sorry. OP wrote back, wow, gut-wrenching but much needed and sobering kick in the face. Thank you for this. The harshest truths always land the hardest. Then someone wrote that OP needs to reconsider her relationship with their fiance if they aren't standing up for OP. OP wrote, the one time my partner defended me was when this ex made a comment along the lines of, aw, your partner's home? I thought you only called me when she was at work. Ha 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 ha. When I tell you, no, never, over my dead body, my partner remaining friends with an ex who said, they made light and jokes of it while on the phone. My partner said, oh, that's just how she is and has a blunt, rude humor. But I was very upset about it, and only then did my partner call up the ex and tell her that it was messed up what she said and that it wasn't a funny joke. She reached out with a half-assed reply on Instagram, which I accepted and was always weary of her after. And she's made more stupid, disrespectful comments since then. I blocked her. Next comment. Are you totally sure your fiance isn't still having sex with this ex? They're clearly prioritizing the ex over you. That would be relationship ending. OP said the ex lives on the other side of the country, thankfully. Okay, because I did suspect that they were hooking up. This makes it harder for sure. Doesn't mean you can't be emotionally cheating though. They said they last saw each other when they had sex a month before I met my partner. They haven't seen each other since, as far as I know, of course. Next comment. So, is this family thing still an issue? Could they be together or not? OP wrote, the family thing is that the ex's mother was very overbearing and the sole decision maker in the relationship. The ex was a mommy's girl and didn't take my partner's opinion into consideration if mother dearest said so. What's stopping the ex from finally realizing she's not going to marry her mother? And what's to say that realization won't conveniently come when I am walking down the aisle? The sheer idea of her being at our wedding has made me question if this is the right thing to do. Thankfully, we haven't booked the venue yet, and since that stupid question, I have stopped looking and planning altogether. I think that's best. I think this needs to come to a shrieking halt. Step on the brakes, girl. No, this ain't right. Something, my sassy senses are picking up on something's not right here. Luckily, we have an update, but let's hydrate first. Grab your beverage of choice, but drink some water today. You need it. I wish we didn't, but we do. Cheers. All right, so the next update came May 21st, 2025, which was the next day. This story is pretty recent then. Okay. I mustered up the courage to speak to my fiance today after all of your heartfelt comments, all of the great advice and encouragement, even in the form of harsh, cold truths. Therefore, I have to start by saying a massive thank you to everyone who contributed something to the post. It validated my feelings and helped me feel not so alone in my thoughts. I appreciate every single one of you. I couldn't sleep last night after reading a few of your comments. They were very hard-hitting and made me reconsider not only my behavior and thought patterns, but my values as well. Because although I have strong moral values, I was not upholding them at all by not speaking up for myself. That changed today. Yeah, baby, get it, girl. I woke up and knew that I couldn't hold it in longer and I had to let it flow out naturally, just like in my original post. I mentioned the disrespect, the lack of communication between me and the ex despite my previous gentle efforts, the stupid, flirtatious, and jealous jokes from her. I laid it all out on the table. My voice was shaking, but I got everything out that I needed to get off my chest and then some. In the heat of the moment, I even concluded with, I love you so much that I want you to have the wedding of your dreams. I already had one that wasn't mine. I know how much that sucks and I wouldn't want to wish it on you. That's why if it means that much to you for her to be at the wedding, then I'm willing to set you free and I hope y'all have a very lovely celebration without me. That makes me happy. Just that you're standing your ground, because this behavior is crazy. Of course, I ended up shedding a few tears, but they were met with complete consolation, consideration, and empathy. I was reassured, comforted, and I felt heard, which is what I desperately needed. As many of you correctly pointed out in the comments, I'm someone that always wants to be the most accommodating to the people I love. Sometimes even to my own detriment, which I was able to recognize again through the situation. It's something I worked through in therapy before, though I succeeded. But healing isn't linear, and sometimes old patterns creep back up when we feel the most vulnerable. I can fully admit this happened. My fiance asked me why I never made it obvious that I don't like her. Why did I act so cool about it? To tell you all the truth, my partner is right. I didn't overly let it show that I don't like her other than blocking her everywhere. I'm pretty sure that shows that you don't like someone, but okay. Partner claims they didn't realize I still had her block and thought I didn't because I didn't act like I hate her, out of respect for my partner. But in that way, I disrespected myself and my own boundaries. I was honest in my reply. Quote, if she's your friend and you guys are cool and I love you and want you to be happy, then why would I hate on your friend to your face? My fiance looked at me completely puzzled and said, well, because you're the most important person to me and how you feel is my absolute priority. I didn't realize you were so uncomfortable with her. I'm so sorry I didn't see, and I was oblivious. I will do absolutely anything for you to feel like you're number one because you are. She will not attend our wedding. She won't be in the picture I love you. I'm trying to keep an open mind. I can understand the miscommunication maybe, although you had her blocked. But if you're letting her take calls, you don't care that they're friends still or that she has a relationship with her, maybe it was somewhat confusing. I don't know. I still stand on the fact that if she said one disrespectful thing to you, like your partner, that should have been it for you too. Because you would say, as my friend, ex-fiance, you would respect my new relationship and my new love. And if you're not going to respect her, we're not friends then. I don't know, guys. I don't know. They also questioned me on why I didn't react straight away when the question about her attending was asked. Why I didn't just burst out with are you kidding me right now? And I explained that I wanted to think it through. I wanted so badly for it to be okay, but it just isn't, and I don't want her at the wedding. I can't have someone present that I feel holds animosity towards me and our relationship. I have too much respect for myself. The reply I got made me very happy. Quote, I totally understand that and I agree with you. I get it and I'm sorry. But next time, please just don't bottle anything in. I want you to feel safe. About the phone calls, my partner didn't want to bore me with the ex's crap, trivial small talk, and her complaining about stuff. I want to believe it. It seems very genuine, but I'm still giving it time. And for those wondering about if the wedding plans are commencing, they aren't for now, but they may again in the future if all goes well. I've decided words aren't enough and I want to see all of this in action. I want to see clear boundaries put up with this ex. This was the only thing in our relationship that made me uncomfortable, her being so out of touch, lacking decorum, and disrespecting our union, and my partner being so oblivious to it. Were they oblivious to it though? That's where I'm having a hard time. Trying to give the benefit of the doubt, but they even said her stupid jokes fell on deaf ears because it was obvious that she was just being jealous and bitter because she hasn't found anyone yet and can see we are very happy together and have a lot more in common than they ever did. My partner apparently found her jokes quite pathetic and said she always was a bit rude and tactless, which is something they never liked about her. Sounds a lot different than we'd still be together if it wasn't for her crazy overbearing mother. But alas, I'm giving it a chance. Lesson to take away from the situation for me. Continue working on assertiveness and speaking up. This is a gradual process. Don't bottle things in. That doesn't mean burst into flames every time an uncomfortable feeling arises, but sit with it for a moment and let it be heard. Always speak your truth no matter the outcome, and if no change is made and the ex reappears with a vengeance, they can have each other. For now, we're going to take things easy while we work on patching up this wedge and rebuilding trust. If my partner puts their money where their mouth is, I'm confident we can make this work. And who knows, in a few years, once the ex is happily married too, and everyone knows their place, maybe we can all laugh about this together at summer barbecue. Maybe not. I'm going to keep the rest of my thoughts to myself, I think, because they're not very pleasant. We're going to read some of the top comments, though, because I do want to know what people are saying. People are savage in this one. All right, top comments. Someone wrote, why I never made it obvious that I don't like her. Honestly, I thought you blocking her everywhere should be an obvious enough to him on that part, not gonna lie. I'm glad the wedding is on pause because I don't like how he acts oblivious to everything related to her. Running off to the other side of the house while talking on the phone, didn't share with you whatever mundane things they talked about, etc. Her jokes are pathetic. Okay. And he still talks to her on the phone? He didn't exactly reassure you that they are truly just friends. And the biggest elephant in the room, his comment about the possibility of them still together if not that one thing is sorted out. Does he still feel the same way while talking about marriage with you? Sure, you should communicate clearly and earlier, but come on now. He can't be this oblivious. OP wrote back, that's exactly why the wedding is on hold. Because even though I love my partner very much, this whole situation and excuses absolutely stink. I want to see some actions. Words are empty until proven. Words to live by, people. Next comment. OP, is your partner a woman too? I ask because this would make so much more sense if it were a WLW relationship. OP wrote, yes, we are all women. That doesn't change anything in my opinion.
No. He's got a point.
I never thought I'd end up falling in love with one of those I'm friends with all my exes lesbians, and it's driving me nuts. I don't subscribe to all that nonsense. An ex is an ex for a reason, and I can tell them happy birthday and Merry Christmas, not hide away with the phone so my fiance can't hear. That stops or I walk. I've been through too much in my life to put up with this kind of mess. We'll see if my fiance stands on her words or not. I hope she does, but if not, I will be leaving regardless if it hurts or not. Next up, someone wrote, Everyone in the comments says he and assuming it's a guy. This reads more like a lesbian relationship. OP didn't mention the gender of her fiance once, which I assume is on purpose. OP wrote, y'all are too clever. Yes, we're lesbians, but the ex is not. Oh! What? Okay, hold on. You and your partner are both women, but the ex-fiance is a man. He's the one making all those comments and stuff? Am I getting this right?
Yes, we are all women.
Next comment. Have they admitted to not having any more contact with this ex? Do you have an agreement that if she continues to disrespect you, they will cut her off? OP wrote, if she ever feels she has the space or capacity to undermine or disrespect me again, I'm walking, because that would mean my partner has kept in touch with them in a significant way. I'm not going to give ultimatums and tell grown 40-plus-year-old people how to act, how to adjust their behavior, and how to treat me. I said what I had to say, reiterated that I don't see myself becoming friends with this person due to their treatment of me and my relationship, and that I don't want to hear from or about her anymore. Her. Why are you saying her? X is not. My brain is not computing. I can't be 31 and have more emotional intelligence and spine than people over a decade my senior. If this situation repeats and I have to explain myself again, that would mean I wasn't heard at all in the first place. If that turned out to be the case, I wouldn't see any point in this relationship going forward. All right, y'all, I need your opinions on this because people were very blunt about their opinions. So I'll see you in the comment section. Stay classy out there. Stay sassy.